Hey dude, it's Silvite Soltis back here again, and today I want to talk a little bit about why I prefer classic World of Warcraft to the current game, as well as talk a little bit about why I've been really into Final Fantasy XIV while waiting for WoW Classic's release next year. As you know, if you watched my previous introductory video, I've been playing World of Warcraft since the summer of 2005, which was just after Warsong Gulch and Alterac Valley released, if I remember correctly. Back then, the game was such an adventure, and since I was playing on a friend's account that got me into the game, it took me a super long time to hit level cap. If I'm not mistaken, it was about a year for me to go from 1 to 60. So eventually he got a second account and transferred my priest over and gave me that account. So I was able to have my own priest on my own account, which was really nice. And that's how I actually got to level 60. My adventures in Azeroth took forever. Every dungeon was an adventure. Every 2 to 3 hour dungeon expedition, every quest was a journey, and every time I would log in, I'd have something to do. I'd be exploring the world, and that was from the beginning all the way through Burning Crusade and most of Wrath of the Lich King. I felt this sense of achievement whenever I killed a boss or finished a dungeon, or even just completing a long quest line. Nowadays, though, and this is something I started feeling back in Cataclysm, this feeling of adventure is kind of gone. And though I was raiding in Legion, and it was an enjoyable experience to raid, but I find that the current game doesn't really hold the same sense of achievement that it did back then. Leveling up and completing dungeons and getting new gear is just so easy now that it feels like more of a chore than actually an achievement, really. And I think that's pretty much the reason why I didn't bother buying Battle for Azeroth. Legion felt like a rat race, just trying to always like improve your gear and get more and more and more. And based on everything I've been seeing by other YouTubers and reading on forums and the like, it seems like Battle for Azeroth has just kind of doubled down on that mindset. So that's really why when WoW Classic was announced initially back last year, just after I had kind of unsubscribed from Legion, I was so excited, and I've been thinking for over a year now of just how I'm going to be getting that feeling of satisfaction back in a game that I love. And it would feel like the work that I was doing in the game would finally be rewarded. Of course, like now I won't have as much time as I did as a teenager. I won't be able to, take 3-4 hours for a dungeon, but I think people will be better and it won't take as long as it did back when no one knew what the heck they were doing. I'm sure it'll be really hard to get decked out in gear, but I'll know what I need to get and how to get it this time around. So there'll be clear goals set for me and that I can set for myself. Quests will be challenging again, and I won't feel like I'm just constantly spinning a roulette like I would in the current game. It's actually because of that reason, that kind of sense of achievement and that sense of character progression, that I've been really enjoying Final Fantasy XIV recently. Even though it's similar, it's in a lot of ways it's really similar to World of Warcraft. It has a lot of systems that keep me interested and also get me to continue subscribing month after month, such as being able to only get raiding items once a week and not having this giant massive source of gear. For example, recently I just finished getting my weapon tokens from AlphaScape, which is the most recent tier of raiding. And as a casual raider, I don't raid in hardcore. I don't do the savage raids. But as a casual raider, getting that last piece, that last token to get your gear, it felt amazing. And so I felt that kind of sense of accomplishment that I haven't had in World of Warcraft for a number of years now. Combine that with the ability to play around with my own house, level up multiple different jobs on the same character, and not having to replay the same content over and over. and do it casually within my free time. It's after my kids have slept. It's really made Final Fantasy XIV the perfect game to enjoy while I wait for WoW Classic. Anyway, this is kind of getting into a little bit of a rant. That's all I've got for now. I hope you enjoyed listening to me talk about why I prefer WoW Classic and what I miss about the game, and also just that little bit at the end there about why Final Fantasy XIV has been the perfect game to wait it out with. Subscribe for more content if you enjoyed this. Leave a comment. I'd like to hear what you guys think about Classic versus Current. And I will see you for the next video. Until then, take it easy, guys.